national politics presently has remained volatile for numerous reasons. The bone of contention centers around the forthcoming presidential election and the fate of ousted Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Rabi Lamichhane, whose Rashtriya Swatantra Party held an important meeting today as the party weighed the possibility of remaining in the government or pulling out of it. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. Parliamentarian of Nagarik Unmukti Party Arun Kumar Chaudhary arrested. Police arrest Chaudhary from Bake as he is being taken away to Kailali. A crucial meeting of Rashtriya Swatantra Party underway. The meeting to decide on whether to stay in the government or pull out. Differences also emerge in RSP. The United States and South Korea carry out a joint air drill using latest artillery equipment and fighter jets. North Korea says the development has triggered fears on war in Korean Peninsula. And Asian Football Confederation's 33rd Congress in Bahrain awards the 2027 Asia Cup to Saudi Arabia. The Gulf nation's next target is FIFA World Cup 2030. Parliamentarian of Nagarik Unmukti Party Arun Kumar Chaudhary has been arrested. Police arrested Chaudhary from Bake earlier this afternoon. Elected as the member of the House of Representatives from Kailali Electoral Constituency 2, Chaudhary has been convicted in an arson case as he had set ablaze public property. Arrested from Bake, Chaudhary is being taken to Kailali. The District Court of Kailali had sentenced Chaudhary to 6 months behind bars with a fine of 800,000 rupees 10 years ago. However, the verdict was yet to be implemented while Chaudhary was earlier on the run prior to his election as the Kailali Constituency 2 lawmaker. The joint meeting of the Central Committee and the Parliamentary Party of Rashtriya Swatantra Party has begun. The meeting is understood to be delving into whether or not to remain in the government. According to Rashtriya Swatantra Party General Secretary Mukul Dhakal, Rashtriya Swatantra Party has not received a positive response from Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal regarding the verdict of the Supreme Court on the citizenship case of party chairperson Rabi Lamichhane. He added that party is likely to proceed with a new direction. Meanwhile, in a social media post, Lamichhane has made a sarcastic remark about the current developments related to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Meanwhile, another leader of the party, Biraj Bhakta Shrestha, said that the party had to set clear bases for quitting the government if it was to do so. He stated that the party should not rush to any decision. CPN-UML Chair KP Sharma Oli has said that the Ministry of Home Affairs must be allocated to Rashtriya Swatantra Party as per the previous consensus. While speaking to reporters in Biratnagar earlier today, the UML chair said that dispute is likely to surface if the ministry is not allotted to RSP as per the previous agreement. Oli said that other political parties must not be concerned even if Rashtriya Swatantra Party assigns the home ministerial position to Rabi Lamichhane. Leader Oli went on to claim that the new president will be appointed from CPN-UML as per the consensus between the ruling coalition parties. Oli blamed that Nepali Congress lacked political ethics and light-heartedly said that the party would join the government even if it got the Ministry of State of Home Affairs. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal had announced of not participating in public programs other than highly essential. However, he has failed in its implementation. Prime Minister Dahal attended the art and sculpture exhibition organized by Lalit Kala Guthi in Kathmandu earlier today. Premier Dahal had reached the program venue 2 hours late while security personnel were deployed in the area since early morning. Premier Dahal remained at the program for about half an hour. Premier Dahal, who has a goal of accomplishing result-oriented works, has been attending such events since 26th of December, ever since he assumed office. The Ministry of Finance had announced of reducing current expenses on several locations. However, high-level officials have not followed the ministry's directive. Minister for Health and Population has directed the developments under its jurisdiction to ensure better access to health services for the public. Taking stock of the Department of Health Services, Minister for Health and Population Padam Giri has directed for addressing public grievances. He also suggested for digitalizing hospitals and not making excuses, including the poor conditions of the medical devices. Meanwhile, the Department of Health Services has said the devices sent to provinces have not been used properly because of lack of qualified human resource and adequate space. During the monitoring, the Health Minister also directed to ensure transparency in procurement procedures. Minister for Foreign Affairs Bimala Rai Paudel has departed for Sri Lanka today for a 4-day visit. Minister Paudel departed for Colombo in a Sri Lankan air flight today. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Minister Paudel will attend a special program in Colombo to mark the 75th Independence Day of the island nation. During the visit, Minister Paudel will also hold parleys with Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardene. She is scheduled to return home on the 5th of February. Municipal Assembly of Nagarain Municipality of Thanusha, which was not held for the past 8 months because of disputes among the elected public representatives, has now been held. The municipality had introduced a budget of 787,800,000 rupees for the ongoing fiscal year. Deputy Mayor Radha Devi Yadav presented the annual budget at the 9th Municipal Assembly. The 330 million rupees, which was not spent in the previous fiscal year, has also been added to the budget. Salaries and social security benefits of officials was halted for the period of 5 months as public representatives of CPN-UML had not allowed the Municipal Assembly with their demands of amendment of the working procedures. A Canadian national has been arrested from the Trivandrum International Airport with 9 kilograms of gold. Canadian national Mohammad Kamal Magbob, who arrived in Nepal from Dubai, was arrested by the TIA Customs Office last night. Authorities have confiscated 9.135 kilograms of gold from Magbob, who was carrying the yellow metal in his body. According to the Customs Office, additional investigation is underway. Nepal has long been used as a transit point to smuggle gold to India. Prior to this, 2 Sudani nationals were arrested with 19 kilograms of gold last month. 9 houses and shops have been damaged by fire in Katuachor of Dolakha's Kalinchok Rural Municipality 9. Police have said that the fire started at around 11:30 last night. Dolakha's Superintendent of Police Ganga Prasad Paudel said that the 9 houses and shops have been completely gutted by the fire. The fire that occurred in the market area was doused in the morning today. Paudel said that a large number of livestock have been charred to death. The fire had been doused with the help of Fire Brigade, Armed Police Force, Nepal Army and the local residents who had arrived at the incident site from Charikot. Meanwhile, the cause of the fire and details of damages is yet to be collected. Police have arrested 3 individuals in possession of contraband drugs in Kanchanpur. The team of police deployed by Kanchanpur District Police Administration on a special campaign to prevent drug trafficking arrested 3 individuals from Sabji Mandi of Bhimdatta Municipality 4. The District Police Administration has said that 42-year-old Luk Bahadur Saud, 24-year-old Dambar Shah and 30-year-old Rekha Badu are among the arrestees. Police have also retrieved around 2 kilograms of cocaine from those detained. An Indian national who was among those injured in the explosion of a coal processing machine in Arghakhachi cement factory in Rupandehi has succumbed to his injuries. The deceased has been identified as 40-year-old Tejendra Uttam of India's Kanpur. The authorities of the Universal College of Medical Science, where Tejendra was being treated, pronounced him dead yesterday. A Nepali national along with 5 Indian nationals were injured in the explosion of the factory's chimney. 38-year-old Angat Harijan, Sashi Kanta Kushwa and Sri Ram Singh of Mayadevi Rural Municipality in Rupandehi are reported in critical condition. The hospital has said that Raj Kishore Yadav and Shivalal Harijan are in a stable condition. Rocks of the Kaligandaki river have been handed over to the Ram Birthplace Temple Construction Trust for the crafting of statue of Lord Ram. At a program held in Ayodhya, Ram Tapeshwar Das of Janaki Temple, Janakpur handed over the rocks to General Secretary of the Temple Construction Trust, Champat Raya. Religious procedures were performed at the program as well. A grand temple of Lord Ram is being constructed in his birthplace, Ayodhya of India. The rocks were chosen from the Kaligandaki river as Shaligram rocks with religious significance are believed to be found in them. The Ram temple is being constructed in Ayodhya after a long dispute related to the location of the birthplace of Ram. The local Muslim communities, Babari Mosque and Hindus' temple are a topic of dispute for several years. However, on 9th of November 2019, the Indian Supreme Court issued a verdict in favor of the Hindus, which opened ways for construction of the temple. The Government of India is building the temple at an investment of 180 million rupees. In addition to construction of the temple, other projects for development of Ayodhya are also underway. Around 50 projects, including expansion of roads, construction of an airport and modernizing the railway station, among others, works are in progress. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. What should be done to enhance the quality of school-level education? Your options are A. Scientific curriculum, B. Improvement in teaching procedure, and C. Aware parents and guardians. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. The United States and South Korea have carried out a joint air drill with American B-1B heavy bombers and F-22 stealth fighters as well as F-35 jets from both countries, according to South Korea's Defense Ministry. The Defense Ministry said in a statement, the combined air drills this time show the U.S. will and capabilities to provide strong and credible extended deterrence against North Korea's nuclear and missile threats. North Korea's foreign ministry had responded that joint drills by the United States and its allies have pushed the situation to an extreme red line and threatened to turn the peninsula into a huge war arsenal and a more critical war zone. More than 28,500 American troops are based in South Korea as a legacy of the 1950-1953 Korean War, which ended in an armistice rather than a peace treaty. North Korea's statement cited a visit to Seoul this week by U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. On Tuesday, Austin and his South Korean counterpart vowed to expand military drills and deploy more strategic assets such as aircraft carriers and long-range bombers to counter North Korea's weapons development and prevent a war. Last year, North Korea conducted a record number of ballistic missile tests, which are banned by United Nations Security Council resolutions. It was also observed reopening its shuttered nuclear weapons test site, raising expectations of a nuclear test for the first time since 2017. Shares in Gautam Adani's business plunged further today after an attempt by the Indian billionaire to reassure panicking investors failed to halt a stock market meltdown that has wiped $100 billion off the value of his conglomerate. In a recorded video address posted by after he abruptly abandoned a $2.5 billion deal to sell new shares in his flagship company, Adani Enterprises, just 24 hours after it was sealed, the 60-year-old businessperson said that for him, the interest of his investors was paramount and everything was secondary. He added that the capital market strategy would be reviewed once the market stabilized. It was the first time the tycoon has spoken about the market mayhem that has slashed his personal fortune by nearly $50 billion in just over a week, removing his crown as Asia's richest man. But it wasn't enough to calm markets. Shares in Adani's Enterprises plunged 25% Thursday, while shares in his other companies fell 5% to 10%. The unprecedented crash in the value of Adani Group shares started when an American short seller, Heidelberg Research, accused the conglomerate of fraud and manipulating stock market. The group, which has 7 listed companies, has lost 50% of its value since last Tuesday when Heidelberg published its report. Reuters reported Wednesday that the Securities and Exchange Board of India was examining the stock price falls and also looking into any possible irregularities in the abortive share sale, citing a source with direct knowledge of the matter. The SEBI has so far not responded to requests for comment. Unplanned and uncontrolled construction in the name of development in Uttarakhand region in India is poised to trigger wide-scale destruction in Maroda, Chamoli and Joshimath, among other adjoining places. As houses have started developing serious cracks and people forced to abandon homes, the unanswered questions in the mind of the residents here is a development at what price?
Jaswant Singh Butola says he is shocked by the state of his village of Maroda, as he, like hundreds of others around the northern Indian Himalayan state of Uttarakhand, will be forced to abandon his home where his family have lived for generations. The land around the village of 45 households began subsiding around 18 months ago when work started on a new railway line that the Indian government is building deep into the Himalayas. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government is on an overdrive to bring large-scale infrastructures into the Himalayas, building hydropower plants, railway lines and highways, including strategically vital roads to support military deployments on the fractious border with China. But some of these projects, located in unstable mountain sides once covered by glaciers, are unsettling the delicate ecological balance in the Himalayas and triggering landslides, flash floods, and now the destruction of settlements. The focus in recent weeks has been on Joshimath, about 100 kilometers north of Maroda, where over 850 buildings have developed cracks and some completely crumbled since early January, forcing more than 900 people out of their homes.
So the youth and the local people over here, we definitely need development, but we need sustainable development. We don't need a development that is not in accordance with our customs, not in accordance with our future, not in accordance with our dreams and perspectives.
Around the town, the government's largest power producer, the National Thermal Power Plant, did not conduct relevant studies before digging a tunnel for its 520-megawatt hydropower plant, according to 2 experts involved in the initial planning for the project. State authorities last year noted that there was also improper drainage throughout Joshimath, which resulted in rainwater and wastewater seeping into the mountain and cavities forming from the removal of soil.
My daughter was born here. She studied in the educational institutions here. They used to walk by these roads. There were water issues here and the children used to go down and fetch water in buckets. All their memories are from this place. Everyone is leaving now. What can we do? The children are also unhappy, but nobody can do anything against nature.
The conditions in Joshimath have resulted in over 220 families being shifted to relief camps in the safer areas.
Till now, 223 families have been shifted to relief camps. We have established in hotels, dharamshalas and guest houses in the relatively safer areas of Joshimath.
The Char Dham project, worth $1.48 billion, one of many helmed by the Modi government to expand Himalayan connectivity, was greenlit by the Supreme Court in December 2021, partly because the wide highways would help the military. Environmental groups had challenged the project in the courts since 2018. Construction on 83 kilometers of tunnels, part of the 125-kilometer railway project from Rishikesh to Karnaprayag, was completed on January 7, according to the Federal Railway Ministry, even as reports from the crisis in Josimath had started making headlines.
The Asian Football Confederation's 33rd Congress in Bahrain has awarded the 2027 Asia Cup to Saudi Arabia. It is the first time the Gulf country has hosted Asian soccer's biggest regional tournament, which is held every 4 years. In the last 5 years, Saudi Arabia's rulers have invested heavily in sport, bringing a number of high-profile events to the country, including Formula One races and heavyweight boxing title fights. With neighbors Qatar hosting the 2022 World Cup and the UAE also playing host to numerous competitions and tournaments, the Gulf region is now a major player in global sport. Residents of Riyadh speaking to Reuters on Wednesday said they hoped hosting the 2027 tournament would continue to help the country open up. Saudi has yet to launch a formal bid for the World Cup tournament, but has been linked with hosting the 2030 edition. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.